UFC 314 Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. I'm here to give you my full card breakdown and prediction for the entire card. Obviously, before we get started, just two quick things. One, we'll recap our predictions from last week. Obviously, we'll recap our bets in the next video because we honestly killed it again. Very happy with the way the card went in general. We'll talk about, like I said, my predictions. But one other thing, giveaway. I will be giving away money once we get to 500 subs. We're currently at about 440. Trying my best to get this done before the end of April, hopefully. Honestly, I feel like we can do it. If we kill 314, we'll be able to do it this card. So hopefully that's the case. But just in case, this is the only place you can find my full card breakdowns now. If you want them early, if you want my bets early, obviously they're all in the Discord. The link is on the channel as well. So follow the TikTok if you don't already know. I had 15K, have a new account, trying to reach 1K. We're at like 900 right now. So please follow that as well. Join the Discord, sub here as well. Bunch of different content, not just UFC, but obviously that's primarily what I do. That's my thing. So, that's the primary focus. Last week, we went 7-4 in the predictions. We'll talk about it. Wish we did a little better. Obviously, 2 fights were canceled, so couldn't include those. But we'll start with the fact that we started off with an L with Demopoulos. I don't like Alencar, so can't be too mad. And then we went on a 4-fight, win streak, we could say. Victor Henry, Loma Lukbumi, Rhys McKee, what a banger that was as an underdog. And then Barboza, also with Barboza, I add little props, -3.5. That hit as well. Then we lost the Ode Osborne fight, but like I said in the predictions as well, that was a red flag fight for me. Didn't bet it for that specific reason. Ode Osborne ended up winning. Then we had Finney by decision, easy dub for him, boring as hell. Then we had Brad Tavares by TKO decision, also hit. The Budai fight, he ended up fighting someone else, so I wasn't able to tape the other guy, so I didn't include that. And then we had Romeus, who was a dog. To me, that was the only read that I can take to the chin and be like, that was a horrible read, because he got absolutely smoked in that fight. And then we had Brito by decision. Now, I also didn't bet on this fight. I also added a prop to this fight, 3 plus 3.5 for Sabatini, because I felt like he was going to be able to keep it close. He ended up winning and absolutely dominating Brito, so I'm glad I didn't even touch that fight in terms of a betting aspect. I wish I touched the plus 3.5. On DraftKings, it was actually plus 5.5 because they thought that Brito was going to finish him. It was crazy. Anyways, then we had Lerone Murphy by decision. So 7-4 overall, 3-2 main card, and then we went 4-2 on the prelim. So 13 fight card. Again, they just keep giving us 13 fight cards, and I'm not complaining. So we'll run through the entire card, obviously from the bottom up, and then I will give you who I think wins, how I think they win, some other little props here and there. And, I have plenty of dogs to choose from, trust me. This is going to be a crazy card. It's either we're going to sink or swim here. So let's just start it off with a bang. Like I said, 13 fight card. Last fight that we'll talk about is the Volk versus Lopes. All these predictions are already on the Discord upon this recording. They'll have my bets and parlay of the weeks days before as well. So just in case. No, first, Nora Cornolle, versus Hailey Cowan. Now, Cornolle is also coming off of a loss as well as Cowan. Cornolle's an inch shorter, same reach, 2 inches in leg reach disadvantage for Nora. Now, honestly, not a big fan of either of them, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about them, to be honest. Like I said, she lost a split to Cavalcanti in her last fight, but she won her first 2 fights, and I'm pretty sure she was a dog in both of them. Cowan is 1-1 if you count Contender Series, but just didn't look good against Jamie Lynn Horth at all. I think Cornolle is the better striker. I think she's just going to outpoint her. They're both pretty strong, pretty durable. It's going to be probably boring, but like I said, not going to overthink this one too much. I'm going to go with the favorite here. Nora Cornolle is a -180 on FanDuel. She actually was a -196, so people are betting on Hailey Cowan. Not a fan of either of them, but I leaned Cornolle's striking, and like I said, they're tough, so if they're standing, there's only one way I think this can go. Now, if she can't stuff takedowns, she's probably screwed, but I think she'll be able to do enough, at least 2 out of 3 rounds to pick up a decision. So give me Nora Cornolle to win by decision. Next fight, Tresean Gore versus Marco Tulio. Tulio has such a cool last name. Same height, Tresean Gore has the half-inch reach advantage, not really much, and then Tulio has the 2-inch leg reach advantage, which is going to be massive because he's going to be looking to kick those legs early. We know Tresean Gore is going to be looking for takedowns. So if Tulio's just chomping at the tree, just those leg kicks, probably going to be vital early in the fight. He's going to want to keep this standing 100%. He's going to want to keep the standing 100%. Tulio's 13-1, 2 Contender Series fights, 2-0. He's 1-0 in the UFC. He actually won by TKO against Mudaerji. And to be honest, I wouldn't say this is a step down, but Mudaerji has fought better competition than Gore. Obviously a different matchup, different types of fighters. But Tresean Gore is 5-2, 2-2 in the UFC. He's won 2 in a row, which honestly good for him. I'm not a hater of Tresean Gore, to be honest. He's a bit boring. Picked up a standing guillotine against Cornolle, who's also no longer in the UFC. Guillotine against Josh Fremd. Fremd is okay. Lost to Brundage, lost to Brian Battle. Like I said, this is going to depend on if Tresean Gore is going to be able to land those takedowns. We know Tulio is going to want to keep it on the feet. He has the power. They're the same height. Usually it seems like Tulio, not that he towers over people, but he just always looks like the bigger fighter. Like he's like kind of big boned as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how he looks out there against someone like Tresean Gore. Gore averages just under 3.5 takedowns a fight, 75% takedown accuracy. I mean, these things are going to be vital for him to win, to be honest. Where Tulio has a 0% takedown defense. Granted, I mean, no one's been trying to take him down. Mudaerji didn't try to take him down. Duclos didn't try to take him down. But meanwhile, these are Contender Series fights as well. And Tulio actually landed 2 takedowns in his first Contender Series fight. So in terms of the odds, Tulio's a -360. Not in love with it, to be honest. Don't know if I want to even take anything for this fight, especially these first fights. There's so many other fights that I love so much on this card that are just so much closer in odds. So I don't know if this is worth it in terms of playing it, but I still like Tulio to win. It's going to be very key to see how he's able to get off of the fence. Much bigger cage, much to his advantage here. So very interesting to see how he does. But I still lean Tulio. I think skill-wise, he's just a better fighter. So give me Marco Tulio to win by TKO or decision. Next fight, Mudaerji versus Mitch Raposo. I'm going to call him Sumo. Sumu's 3 inches taller. I mean, he's always the lankier fighter in there as well, especially in this weight class. Because 5'8" is pretty damn tall for a 125er. He's 5'8", 3 inches taller. He has the 7.5-inch reach advantage and the 2.5-inch leg reach advantage, which, I mean, like I said, he's always the longer, lankier fighter in there. So that reach advantage is pretty common already. But, I mean, his striking's he's pretty vicious, I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan. His record, though, is trash. He's 3-4 in the UFC. He's dropped 3 straight. Now, granted, when you look at who he's fighting, I mean, he's fighting energy. We love energy, okay? We love energy. Tim Elliott, old contender. Matt Schnell, ranked fighter. Mitch Raposo, 9-2. Lost his Contender Series fight. Where is it? To Jack Hadley. Yep. Got smoked. Then lost his last fight coming back to the UFC by split against Andre Lima in 2024. Not in love with it. I mean, he's decent. He's going to need to get takedowns here. He's going to need to. If he doesn't, he is so chopped. He's so chopped. Sumu has a 66% takedown defense. Obviously got taken down by Energy twice. Also knocked down. Tim Elliott took him down. Matt Schnell took him down twice. So these are things, that are scary. And this is why I'm going to put this as a red flag fight. I have a few other red flag fights. This is one of them, absolutely. Just because I can't trust Sumu that much, and Mitch Raposo is so untested. Look at these L's. I mean, obviously one's Contender Series, and the other one was against someone like Andre Lima. Andre Lima is a great fighter, so he's a prospect. I wouldn't say future contender, but he's a prospect. So it really depends on if Raposo is going to be able to land these takedowns. I mean, he averages just under 2 takedowns a fight. Obviously, not much stats on him. Sumu, if he just gives up position, I mean, he might be cooked. Mitch Raposo probably ends up cruising past a decision, but I just don't like him enough as a dog either. I mean, Sumu is a -200 on FanDuel. He actually dropped, or went to minus 220 and then went back to minus 200. Not in love with that either, to be honest. Not worth it for someone who's on a 3-fight losing streak. Raposo obviously also lost, like I said. Plus 154, probably a little more value there. I just don't like it enough to put it in terms of a prediction because I don't think he's that good either. So kind of a mid-fight overall through and through. But I still like the favorite here, and don't worry, there will be underdogs just in case. Don't think this whole 13-5 card is going to be me picking favorites, and then when it goes 10-3, I'm going to go, oh, we went 10-3. We're like so lit because I'm so good. No, there will be plenty of There's actually maybe a little too many underdogs for my comfort here on this card for me. But regardless, I like Sumu to win here regardless of the takedown aspect of this fight. Bigger cage works to his advantage. If he doesn't get tired early, hopefully trying to finish Mitch, he can win 2 rounds easily. He has the power. That's all you need. You need a knockdown per round, and you're kind of good. So give me Sumu to win by TKO or decision. Next fight, we have Sedriques Dumas versus Michał Oleksiejczuk. Now, Dumas is 2 inches taller, has the 5-inch reach advantage and the 2.5-inch leg reach advantage. This is also one of those fights where I'm just like, it's so gross. Dumas is 10-2. He's 3-2 in the UFC, won his Contender Series fight as well. He actually picked up a win against Dennis Tulio, where he just pretty much dominated him. 3 takedowns on him, just landed basically double the amount of strikes. They each landed 3 takedowns, but here's the thing. Dumas had 6 minutes of control. Tulio only had 2.5. Outstruck him in the second round, very close in the third round. Outstruck him in the first and second, I should say, very close in the third round. Overall, definitely deserved that win. I mean, one judge even scored it 30-27 for him. You know, decent win for him. Oleksiejczuk has dropped 3 straight. He's been in the UFC for a while now, but he's dropped 3 straight. One to Michał Pereira, Kevin Holland, Shara. Different matchup here, someone who's going to be looking for takedowns, obviously. But he has the reach advantage. This is going to be standing a little bit on early in the fight, obviously. Dumas is going to be trying to find that jab early because Oleksiejczuk is very hittable. You know, if they stand in the pocket, obviously Dumas can get in trouble as well. Oleksiejczuk apparently averages 1 takedown a fight, but 3 against Shara, you have to do that against someone like Shara. His 2 prior fights to that where he lost were within 90 seconds pretty much of the fight, so not much time for him to work. He's going to have a lot more time against someone like Dumas to work. But regardless, Dumas is also pretty solid, averages 1.3 takedowns a fight, 35% accuracy. I mean, it depends on who you're fighting. He's fighting Ruziboyev, which they only lasted 3 minutes. Tulio, he was able to get 3 takedowns. Cody Brundage took him down twice. I mean, it's all matchup based. Obviously, Oleksiejczuk has the better striking. Dumas probably has the better wrestling. Grappling's kind of even. I'd still kind of lean Oleksiejczuk. But where are they at in their careers? You know what I'm saying? Like, Dumas has won 3 of his last 4 fights. Oleksiejczuk has lost 4 of his last 5 fights. Obviously, better competition. You know, there's a Cowboy loss in here. I don't hate Dumas in this spot. He's taller. I think he's gonna find that jab early, and then when Oleksiejczuk just tries, might even get a little dangerous for him. He's gonna look for those takedowns, and it's gonna be a good night hopefully for Dumas. Now the odds plus 162 for Dumas. I don't hate it. I really don't hate it. I almost expected this to kind of be a pick'em. So when I saw these odds, I mean, you know, everyone has like their own different processes of how they view fights and what's the value in terms of betting fights. Sometimes I like to just kind of predict what the line will be just based off prior knowledge, before tape, after tape, and then looking at odds and stuff like that. Just my process. So when I saw Dumas at plus 162, I really thought he'd probably be like a plus 120, maybe like I said, a dead pick'em. Oleksiejczuk is just on a 3-fight skid, obviously better competition, but if he gets taken down, he might get cooked as well. I mean, Dumas has great ground game as well. He'll stay in top control. He won't give up position just to try to get a sub, even though I think that is very live as well. So there's a few things I like on this fight. One, Dumas, if he's an underdog, that means that his DraftKings spread is likely going to be plus 3.5. Plus 162, his DraftKings spread will probably be like minus 130. Probably going to take that. I don't mind that. I think even if he loses, it'll be close enough. I don't think he gets finished by someone like Oleksiejczuk. Even though he has that finishing ability, Dumas is very tough. People think because Ruziboyev finished him, he'll get clipped. He got eye poked before he got uppercut. So there's a lot of different factors. And there's actually another factor for another fight up here that I want to talk about, which it just reminded me of that. But probably going to take plus 3.5. Regardless, I'm going to take the dog here. I'm going to take Sedriques Dumas to win by sub or decision. Next fight. Start of the prelims. And right off the bat, I'm going to tell you this is a red flag fight for me. Red flag fight. RFD. This is a RFD. Or RFF. Why did I say RFD? RFF. Red flag fight. Elkins is 40. It's not here, but he's 40. Just want to throw that out there. Erosa has the 2-inch height advantage, 3.5-inch reach advantage, and 2-inch leg reach advantage. He's just a longer fighter here. He's a younger fighter. They were both coming off, wins, which is nice for both of them. Darren Elkins is coming off 2 wins. He beat TJ Brown, who's so mid, and then Pineda, who's also just as old. Julian Erosa has also won 2 straight. He beat Ricardo Ramos and C-Rod both by guillotine. You see where I'm going here, right? The level of competition is completely different. He subbed Ramos, which is solid, and subbed C-Rod. C-Rod was a pretty big favorite in that fight. When I say big, I mean like -2 something, which is still pretty massive. Erosa just proving people wrong. I definitely took C-Rod against him for sure in terms of the predictions. Right before Ramos, he lost 2 straight by TKO, knockout TKO. So just thought that chin wasn't there. Elkins is old. He doesn't really throw that hard. He can still throw, but it's just tough to bet on. It's tough to pick someone like Elkins at this point. I know he's on a 2-fight win streak as well, but he's 40. I'm not loving it. I don't even like Erosa enough to bet on him, I'm pretty sure, but I'm going to pick him in terms of the predictions. I said it's a red flag fight. It will stay a red flag fight for me. Regardless, I think Elkins, it's just way past his prime. Erosa is just a younger fighter. If anything, Elkins gets hurt, he tries to go for a takedown, immediate sub, immediate gilly. I mean, Erosa's gilly is nasty, dirty. If he gets taken down, if he gets on Elkins' back, it's pretty much over. It's pretty much over right before it starts. Now, here's the issue. This is why this is a red flag fight for me. Erosa -400 is absolutely insane. It's insane. It doesn't matter who he's fighting. He could fight me, and he should probably be a -390, not a -400, at least. That's crazy. So the value is on Elkins, but I just don't think he wins. If you want to take the spread, maybe. I just think Erosa finishes him. So if you want to take a sub prop on him, I don't mind that either. But the overall prediction is going to be Julian Erosa to win by finish, by TKO or submission. Next fight, Unk versus Young Gun. Jim Miller versus Chase Hooper. Now, Chase Hooper is 6'1". He's tall fuck. 4 inches taller, 3-inch reach advantage, 1-inch leg reach advantage. Now, this is a very interesting fight because, Jim Miller actually just picked up a win not too long ago by Gilly versus Damon Jackson. And he's won 3 of his last 4. I mean, listen, sometimes it's like he shows no sign of slowing down. He's won 6 of his last 8 fights. Wild. That's wild. 41 years old. That's wild. He has no signs of slowing down. Chase Hooper, 15-3, 7-3. He's on a 4-fight win streak in the UFC. He's won 5 of his last 6. Obviously, we're not counting the Aljo grappling match, I should say. He's looked so much better past that Steve Garcia fight. He looks so much better. It's actually insane. On the ground, his ground strikes, his ground and pound, even on the feet, like he's still landing more. His head movement's better. These are things that's going to be vital against someone like Jim Miller, who's going to want to keep this standing. Obviously, Damon Jackson went for just sloppy takedown, sloppy everything, which is why Jim Miller took advantage. Chase Hooper is not going to do any of that. Obviously, Jim Miller has the experience. Chase Hooper is younger. He's faster. He's probably stronger at this point. Jim Miller's not knocking anybody out, which means that Chase Hooper has 3 rounds to work. It's going to be very interesting to see how this fight plays out. But Jim Miller is also extremely tough, so I wouldn't count him out either. A little prop that I like is definitely the over. Obviously, we don't have lines for the over yet, but I would lean the over. I assume it's going to be +2, over 2.5. Both super durable guys, even Jim Miller at 49 years old, pretty much. Chase Hooper is super durable as well. Like I said, 4-fight win streak. It's been looking good. The kid's been looking good. Am I able to call him a kid? Is he older than me? I can call him a kid, right? No, he's younger than me. Yeah, he's a kid. That's the Dana White privilege. I lean the over. In terms of the odds, I mean, disgusting odds. I wouldn't go near these odds. Chase Hooper was a -520, -850. Because of the fact that I think it leans over, I would not pick a fight. I would not pick a fighter who I think is going to win by decision if he's a -900, because it means that I think it's going to have 15 minutes of work at least, which means that the other fighter has at least 15 minutes to smoke you, even if he's a 41-year-old. No, thank you. -850 is insane. Jim Miller +500. Not bad. Maybe +3.5. I think he gets cooked for 3 rounds, honestly. I wouldn't mind a Chase Hooper spread, maybe. It's probably not going to be that pretty. -850 for a money line. His -3.5 prop is probably going to be like -350. Not worth it to me either, because imagine it's close. Imagine he loses 1 round. Now we're begging for a finish. Jim Miller doesn't get finished. So regardless, I do like the heavy favorite here, unfortunately. So give me Chase Hooper to win by decision. Next fight, Xiaonan versus Virna Jandiroba. Now Yan is 2 inches taller. But Virna has the 1-inch reach advantage. Same leg reach advantage. Very even anatomy wise here. Obviously Yan is a little taller. That's going to be to Virna's advantage, who's going to be looking for takedowns against someone like Xiaonan. Now Xiaonan, I love Yan, honestly. That's my baby. Not actually, but she's 9-3. She's won 3 of her last 4. Last loss coming by the champ. Obviously, funny, people say like this the first time that someone's been submitted, knocked out, and then lost by decision all in one fight. You know, she had her moments. She has the power, but ultimately just didn't do enough. Just got cooked, straight up. Then came back against Ricci, absolutely dismantled Ricci. Those odds were hilarious. Hilarious. I can't believe, I'll never forget. I mean, we cashed the hell out off of Yan because of that. But like I said, picked up 3 of her last 4 wins. Virna is on a 4-fight win streak. 4-fight win streak. Last loss was to Hebus in 2021, but picked up a great armbar against Lemos. Great win against Lupita, Marina Rodriguez, and Angela Hill. This is going to be a very scary fight, regardless of which way you go. You know, Yan is not taking that many people down, has a 63% takedown defense. Ricci took her down once, but like I said, didn't do much. I mean, she controlled her for 16 seconds. She just knows how to get up. Virna has better ground game. Her grappling's much better than someone like Ricci. But regardless, I think Xiaonan knows how to get out of those situations, and it's going to be very scary for her on the feet against someone like Yan, who has that power. She has that knockout power. It's scary as hell. Virna is on a 4-fight win streak, averages about 2.3 takedowns a fight, only 34% takedown accuracy, but you got to see on who she's fighting, obviously. But she's taken everyone down since 2021. She's only not taken one opponent down in her entire UFC career, which is big. It's massive. Obviously, 73% takedown defense. Not going to really happen much. Maybe in scramble situations where Yan is just trying to, be the dominant force. There might be chances for her to stay on top. Don't think she's going to want to stay there, though. Even if she gets that position, she might just immediately get up after some ground and pound, unless it's late in the fight or late in the card. Late in the round, she'll probably stay down there if there's like 20 seconds left, 30 seconds or less. If there's 2-3 minutes, I don't know if she's going to want to stay there past a minute. Not going to lie, Virna's very scary. She's very tactical, very tricky. She has no power, but on the ground, she's a monster. Regardless if you like her style, she's a monster. Now, she's also, has had 4 of her last fights go to decision, which is disgusting, and it's boring. And unfortunately, that's probably what's going to happen here, because she's very durable, Has this chick ever been knocked out? She's never been finished. I mean, she's lost 3 times, all by decision. Xiaonan has 1 TKO loss and 1 sub loss. She lost to Spars in 2021 by ground and pound, and then a sub like a million years before that. I like Jan here. I'm sorry. I feel like I might be a little biased, but I'm a big fan of Jan. Her striking is clean. The way she was cooking Ricci. Ricci's obviously smaller. She's stockier. She was trying to take Jan down as well. Jan wanted no parts of that. Wanted no parts. I think she's the better fighter. I think Virna has a lot of chances to win, but I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it, especially because Jan is an underdog. Plus 116. She was plus 142. Now, I will say I feel like a lot of people bet against Virna because they don't like her style. Fairs. I don't blame you. But I also think that Jan's just a great fighter. She's a great fighter, and I think she's going to have a lot more opportunities to win. Like I said, bigger cage as well. I mean, these bigger pay-per-view cards, these bigger cages, those favor the strikers also, just in terms of trying to get the hell away from some of these grapplers, especially like Virna, who doesn't present much on the feet. Jan can hold her own on the ground, standing. She's better. I'm going with the underdog here. Give me Xiaonan to win by decision. Next fight, Dan Ige versus Sean Woodson. I don't even want to get into it too much because I can be so wrong from this fight. You have no idea. Sean Woodson is 6 inches taller, 7-inch reach advantage, and a 6-inch leg reach advantage. Now, we know he's built like Slender Man. Dan Ige is already kind of small also. We know his power. We know what he presents. I mean, he had, we saw what he did to Lerone Murphy before he lost, which I'm glad he did because we've been on Lerone Murphy, and Jesus, even that was a bad bet, I would say. To be honest, we're praying there that Lerone Murphy was able to get it done. Dan Ige is coming off of a 2-fight losing streak, but here's the thing. When you look at why, like he lost to Diego Lopes, he came in on an hour of notice, and then he lost to Lerone Murphy, almost future title contender. We saw what he just did to Josh Emmett as well. Was it boring? Yeah, but he still won. So those 2 losses, I mean, he was coming off of a win, and then he had won 3 of his last 4, only losing to Bryce Mitchell. Just smoked Feely. It's tough to gauge where Danny Ige is in his career because despite him being 33 and looking 39, he has a lot of UFC experience. He has the power still. He has the skill to be a border 15 to 20 ranked fighter. Sean Woodson has what it takes to be a great fighter also. He's 8-1 in the UFC or some shit like that. 7-1 and then the Contender Series fight. He's won 4 straight or 6. Technically, he's unbeaten in 7 straight fights. Almost got smoked by Saldana, but ultimately was able to get that to a draw. Smoked Padilla, and he really needed a win like that, a finish, after a few decision wins. Split against Jourdain. He should have won that outright. People were hating on him because it was Canada. He won that outright. I'm pretty sure he was a dog as well. Caceres, great win. Now, these are obviously, similar builds, you can say. Dan Ige is smaller. He's stockier. This is going to be a scary fight. And the thing is, Dan Ige is a plus 136 on FanDuel. He was a minus 102. I would not have taken him at a minus 102, I'll be honest. But plus 136? Listen, I don't know if I'm going to take him money line. But Dan Ige plus 3.5 might have to see me. I'm not going to lie. Just because I know he still has the power. The rips to the body that he's probably going to unload on someone like Sean Woodson is going to be beautiful. Sean Woodson, I wouldn't say he's chinny. Got some issues here and there. He's been clipped, but guess what? Who cares? Dan Ige obviously has never been finished. He's a dog. That chin is strong. Is he going to be able to hit Sean Woodson enough in the face to win this fight? Maybe not. But you know what? I'm still going to take him. I'm going to take my shot at Dan Ige because the gut is telling me to. I wanted to take Sean Woodson so bad in terms of the predictions, but my gut is literally like, just take Dan Ige. You're probably going to take the plus 3.5. Might as well take him for the predictions as well. That's another dog on the board. You never really know. I mean, Sean Woodson, is he built for someone like Dan Ige? Who knows? Stylistically, he's been in a lot of favorable matchups, to be honest. I don't think Dan Ige is a favorable matchup for him. Now, I wouldn't even say Sean Woodson's a favorable matchup for Ige either. But I mean, it can play out where, if he wins the one round, Sean likes to cruise because he wins those early rounds, and then he likes to cruise a lot. What happens if he's not cruising and it's 1-1 going into the third? What is he going to do? Is he going to be able to stop those takedowns from the little scrappy 5'7" motherfucker? Not sure, to be honest with you. Obviously, Dan Ige only averages just under a takedown a fight. He's not really trying to take a lot of people down. Let's be real here. And I don't think Sean Woodson is either. 0.63 takedowns average per fight. I'm going to say Dan Ige. Give me Dan Ige to win by knockout or TKO. Book it. Main card. Holy shit. I feel like I've been talking forever. Usually this is how long the predictions are, but there's so many good fights on this. I had to just talk a little bit more. I had to yap a little bit more. So I apologize. Krylov. Nikita Krylov versus Dominick Reyes. Now, Dominick Reyes is an inch taller. Krylov has the half-inch reach advantage and a 1-inch leg reach advantage. Now, Krylov is coming off of a two-year layoff. Injuries and whatever else. Supposed to fight in November, but is on a 3-fight win streak now. He beat an old Gustafsson. He did beat Ozdemir, who Ozdemir looks like he's turned back the clock, and he beat Ryan Spann. Ryan Spann's an okay win as well. Dominick Reyes is coming off. I mean, I love Dom. We took him both of these fights. No regrets. Just winning by TKO. He's a monster. He's a monster again. I'm so happy for him. But this is a very scary fight. Like I said, Krylov is coming off of 3 wins, even though he hasn't fought in 2 years. 1 by TKO, 1 by decision, 1 by sub. What does that tell you? He's dangerous absolutely everywhere. He knows how to strike. His ground game is impeccable. He'll land enough. He'll take you down enough. He had 7 takedowns against Ozdemir. 7 out of 20. That's insane. That's actually insane. But he outstruck Ozdemir in every single round. Took Ryan Spann down twice before the sub. 2 minutes and 39 seconds of control time. How much was it for Ozdemir? 9 minutes of control time in a 15-minute fight. What is that? 60% of this fight was him controlling him on the ground. That's insane right there. That's actually insane. Now, Dominick Reyes has pretty good takedown defense, plus 82. 82%, he's not looking to take anyone down. He hasn't been taken down since the Yuri fight, so that's 3-4 fights ago. Taken down by John Jones twice. I mean, wrestler, whatever. It's going to be hard. I mean, Krylov is going to want to keep this on the ground, obviously. Dom is going to want to keep this standing. We're going to see how the striking levels out, because like I said, Krylov could strike. People don't view him as a striker, but he'll throw down, looking to take you down. I want to see how their gas tanks look in this fight, because I think no layoff, Krylov probably beats the hell out of him, but it's going to be close. Now the odds, I really thought Dom was going to be the favorite because of the layoff and because Dom is on a 2-fight win streak. He's plus 146 on FanDuel, was plus 160, and then people probably started throwing tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars on Reyes, and then it went back down to 146. Krylov minus 188 off a layoff. Very interesting. This is another red flag fight for me. Just don't love it in terms of the odds. Because Krylov is on a layoff and I love Reyes, it's really hard for me to try to think about who the hell wins this fight, really. I watched Reyes' last 2 fights, obviously, because they're recent, even though I remember them, but I watched them again. I watched Krylov's 3-fight win streak as well. I mean, dominance, pure dominance. It's hard. If Krylov comes back like he never left, I mean, he probably finishes Dom however he wants. But I'm going to go with one specific type of finish, and I'm going to go with Krylov, and I know people aren't going to like it. I love Dom. Like I said, I picked him in his last 2 fights. He was an underdog against Jacoby, and then he was a pretty heavy favorite against Anthony Smith. But regardless, I'm going to go Krylov to win by sub. I think he gets that takedown, and I think he chokes him out. Unfortunately, that pains me to say. I think he chokes him out, and then it's just over from there, and then I'm sad. But give me Nikita Krylov to win by submission. Next fight. Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silva. Oh my God, look at that. Back-to-back red flag fights. RFF right here. Bryce Mitchell is 3 inches taller, 1-inch reach advantage, 3.5-inch leg reach advantage. He's going to be kicking as much as possible. They're going to be kicking each other. That first minute is just going to be them kicking each other. Bryce Mitchell, say what you want about Bryce Mitchell. His ground game is immaculate. His grappling's immaculate. It's immaculate. You gotta appreciate him, or not him. You gotta appreciate his grappling. 17-2, 8-2 in the UFC. Obviously, we know he got sent to the Shadow Realm against Josh Emmett, but picked up a great win against Kron Gracie. Now, people aren't going to respect that because Kron Gracie sucks. But you know what? He still got a finish against him, which is great. Gene Silva, what do I even have to say about Gene Silva, man? 15-2, 4-0 in the UFC. Just picked up a win like, what the hell is that? 6 weeks ago? Regardless, just smoking everybody. He's just smoking everybody. But he's only had 3 fights, 3 featherweight fights. Drew Dober was a lightweight fight. And in one of those fights, he did come in fat against Charles Jourdain. Everything's not pretty with Gene Silva, let's be honest here. Now, another thing that's not still pretty, he has an 80% takedown defense, but Jourdain took him down 3 times. 3 times out of 7. If you let Jourdain take you down, who averages .34 takedowns and a 21% takedown accuracy, what is 3.4 takedown averages from Bryce Mitchell going to do to you? Bryce Mitchell can stay on the ground with you. Like, he will literally hold you there, and you won't be able to do anything. Did we not just watch Sabatini versus Brito? You have to watch that and then understand that could very much happen here again, regardless of how much you love Gene Silva. Now, despite all of this that I'm saying, I'm going to pick Gene Silva straight up already. But I need you to understand why this is a red flag fight. His grappling is not as good as someone like Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell does not give up position for submission for his life. He wants to win the fight regardless. He has multiple fights by decision. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including Ultimate Fighter. 6 out of 10, 11. He doesn't care. Especially someone as dangerous as Gene Silva. You want to suffocate him on the ground if you have to. Keep him on the ground as much as possible. Bryce Mitchell's going to be looking for subs against someone like Gene Silva, not TKOs standing. Scary. Bryce Mitchell plus 3.5 might be the play, or plus 5.5. I'm thinking he's going to be plus 5.5, and I might have to take that, regardless of who I go with in terms of the prediction, because I still think Gene Silva can edge out a decision. He has the power. He can knock down Bryce Mitchell maybe late in the fight or even early. But I think Bryce Mitchell can win a round, and he might even win that first one if he gets those takedowns. It's possible. Now, in the clinch, obviously, Gene Silva might knee him very bad, very nasty. But Bryce Mitchell knows how to get, because he's a grappler and he's a wrestler. In the clinch, he knows how to offensively wrestle and still, manage his risk properly, because you don't want to get kneed in the face by someone like Gene Silva either. Just to put it in the most simplest terms, because I don't know, I don't want to make it too complicated for you guys. But red flag fight, I like Gene Silva to win. Bryce Mitchell plus 3.5, because the odds make me want to yak. Gene Silva minus 295. He was a minus 400. People are catching on. People watch that Brito Sabatini fight and they're like, oh, hell no. Like, absolutely not. I like Gene Silva to win by decision, but I will likely not bet Gene Silva in this fight. I'll be honest with you. It's just not the way to go. Not the way to go. Bryce Mitchell is highly tested, very good grappler, very good fighter. Maybe not a contender for a title, but he's he's a ranked fighter for a reason. He's a very good fighter, so don't count him out. But give me Gene Silva to win by decision. Next fight. Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull. Now, Yair is 5 inches taller, 5.5 inch reach advantage, and a 3.5 inch leg reach advantage. Now, straight up, I'm not even going to go too deep into this fight for real. I think Yair wins. He's lost his last 2 fights, one obviously to Volk, and then the other one to Brian Ortega, where he was winning the first, and then he lost the second, and then he got smoked in the third. Pitbull, obviously we know everything about Pitbull at this point. 24-6 in Bellator, the most winning, champion in Bellator history, blah, 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 blah. Previous to his last fight in Bellator, he got smoked in Ryzen by Suzuki, who's lost his last 2. Give me Yair Rodriguez by smoking him. I think he lands a fucking upkick and it might kill Pitbull. I'm not going to lie. It might kill Pitbull. He's going to land a kick that's going to kill Pitbull. And then we'll see what happens with him. But Yair's 32. He's in his prime. This is a disrespectful ass fight for him. This is a disrespectful ass fight for him. This is insane. But anyways, Yair's minus 205 on FanDuel. Pretty not bad. Pitbull always has the puncher's chance. Just don't love it. Don't love his power. He's old already. He just came too late to the UFC. He's just trying to get paid a little bit. That's all. He's not looking to get a. Listen, if he wins, he might get a title shot just off of his name and just how the featherweight division is looking now. But I just don't think he wins this fight. He could always, because Yair quits. The thing about Yair is that he quits a lot. But Pitbull, at this point in his career, maybe it was like 3 years ago, I'd probably lean Pitbull, to be honest. But Yair is going to kick him to hell. So give me Yair Rodriguez to win by TKO or decision. Now, co-main event is a 5-rounder against Michael Chandler and Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett's 2 inches taller than Michael Chandler, has the 1.5 inch reach advantage and the 2.5 inch leg reach advantage. Michael Chandler is coming off of an L, just L's on L's on L's. He's 2-4 in the UFC. That's nasty, dude. But he's also, 38 now? He's 38. He came in late as well. That's what happens when you come to the UFC late. He came in at 34. Pitbull's older than that, right? Isn't he like 37? Yeah. Get out of here. Anyways, he's lost his last 2. You know how it goes. First round, Michael Chandler is the greatest fighter of all time. Looked great against Charles in the first round. That first fight, Gaethje, yeah. Tony, he actually lost that first round probably, but then he bounced back and won the fight. Poirier, he absolutely won that first round. Should have won the fight if he wasn't so soft. And then, because he quit. And then Oliveira was just pure domination from Charles. Now, Paddy is on a, He's 6-0 in the UFC. Shouldn't be 6-0 though. He should be at very most or whatever 5-1. He lost that Jared Gordon fight, as we know. Came back, beat Tony Ferguson by decision. You're taking Tony Ferguson to decision at his big age. And then he looked amazing against King Green. Don't get me wrong, looked absolutely amazing against Bobby King Green. Also, Bobby King Green was 40, Tony Ferguson 40 pretty much. Michael Chandler is the what is it? He's fighting 3 straight 38-plus-year-olds. And he's a favorite against Michael Chandler. I think that's kind of disrespectful. Paddy is minus 160 right now. He was an underdog. I would probably take him at dog odds. Minus 160 against Michael Chandler. Listen, I know it's a 5-rounder, but we've seen Michael Chandler in 5 rounds too. We haven't seen Paddy in a 5-rounder. We don't know how he's going to be, if he's going to be able to. He looked tired against Tony Ferguson in that 3rd round. He looked tired. That's why he keeps saying he's going to finish Mike in 2, because he doesn't even know if he can make it a 3. I'm good off of that. I'm so good. I'm going with Iron Mike Tyson Chandler. I have to. He's a dog against Paddy? Man, stop playing with me, man. I'm sorry. I hate it. It's just like Paddy's not even that good. Like on the ground, he's so good. But people are like, okay, he's going to sub Michael Chandler? Maybe. But I think he gets clipped first. We've seen him hit. His face is wide open at all times. He keeps his hands down. Chandler has great takedown defense. He's gonna have to get on Chandler. He's gonna have to get on his back standing or something. And then listen, Michael Chandler past first round, his IQ goes downhill like a fucking roller coaster. But he's the better fighter. He's fought the better competition. This dude lost to Jared Gordon. I'm not disrespecting Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon is from New York like me. But you lost to Jared Gordon not that long ago. Michael Chandler is going to win this fight. He's a dog. This is the worst fight since in the UFC for him. He's only been fighting monsters. Give me Michael Chandler to win this by decision. Dog. Give me Michael Chandler to win this by decision. No further questions, Your Honor. Main event, Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. Now, Lopes is 5 inches taller. 1 inch reach advantage, and 5 inch leg reach advantage. Diego Lopes is going to be kicking. This is going to be an interesting fight, and I'm terrified of it. I'm terrified because I don't know exactly how I want to even bet on this fight if I do, because it's scary. Volk is old now. What is he? 37. He's 36. This photo is from when he was 26. He's lost 3 of his last 4, obviously only 1 being in featherweight, but listen, there's so many things that I could say about this fight. Listen, but one thing I have to just point out is Father Time is undefeated. And I know you guys are going to hate that, but he's 36 coming off of 2 TKO losses. After that first one against Islam, I'd said the same thing. I was like, he's going to come back to against Ilya stronger. He's recovered and everything. He was not recovered. He was not recovered. Diego Lopes, obviously, he hasn't fought the best competition, but he's going to start off hot. Just beat Brian Ortega. Dominant. Could have finished him in the first if he didn't land that other half of the combination. Great win against Ige on short notice as well. Won the first 2 rounds. Kind of coasted past the third. Got a little tired, which is scary because, this is a 5-rounder. We haven't seen him in a 5-rounder. How much energy is he going to expend in those first 2 rounds before he's like, oh shit, I'm tired? And someone like Volk is a technician. He's going to be piecing you up. Now, I rewatched that Brian Ortega fight against Volk. He made a lot of mistakes in that fight as well, as a young prime Volk. I mean, listen, I'm not saying Lopes' grappling is just as good as T-City. His nickname is T-City. But it's up there. He's younger. He's stronger. His grappling is insane. He has the power. He's quicker. Volk is older. I mean, we don't even know the type of Volk we're going to get out there. We don't even know. And he's a favorite right now at minus 125. It almost feels like we're holding on to... He was a minus 150. Fuck, I should have took the other side. The value is not there. I know it's like Vulcan. If he wins, people are going to be like, oh, he was a champion. You should have bet on him. Lopes is the younger fighter at this point. He's the hungrier fighter. He's on the win streak. Might have not faced people like Volk, but guess what? He's not facing prime Volk. He's facing 36-year-old Volk. Tough, scary, and I hate to do this, but give me Diego Lopes to win this. Now, a prop bet I like is the fight to not go the distance. Volk might be able to clip him, and then we'll see. But I think Diego Lopes finishes him within the first 3 rounds. I think he subs him. I don't think he knocks Volk out the way people probably think he will. I think he subs him. I think he chokes him out. And I think he goes to sleep. I think Volk goes to bed because he's not tapping, but he's going to go to bed. I think he does it within the first 2-3 rounds, like I said. But I would say 2 or the second or third round. Diego Lopes is going to get him out of there, unfortunately. I love Volk. Maybe in another video I'll go into depth in terms of like the striking matchup and everything like that, because there's a lot of mistakes, like I said, that Volk made against T-City that if he does against someone like Lopes, I know it was years ago, but he's older, he's out of his prime, he's slower, Diego's striking is so crisp, so clean, so quick. Now past the third, I don't know, could still be a close fight. We might see Volk with a nasty ground and pound against Lopes, but Lopes knows his up kicks are dangerous. He's not looking... If Lopes is looking more offensive on the ground than T-City. T-City's looking to have you down there with him so he can try to lock something in. Lopes will try to kick your face off. Give me Diego Lopes to win by sub rounds 2 or 3. And that is UFC 314. Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. I appreciate all of you for sitting here with me, running through these fights. Obviously, much love. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think about the main event, who you think wins, what your lock of the week is. Like I said, I'll have another video with all my bets. These predictions, obviously you're watching them on YouTube, but these predictions are already on the Discord. My bets, including Parlay of the Week, which we smacked for 3 units last week, will also be on the Discord earlier, and a bunch of other bets that I will not put here, obviously. Follow the TikTok as well, and once we get to 500 subs here, we're at 440. I will be doing a giveaway. We'll be giving out like $50 to a few people, not like just one massive one. I want to distribute the cash, distribute the wealth. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you later this week with bets. Let's keep cashing.